a day it has been so far. A roller coaster ride in the previous quarter-final for Emilia Schmidt, but what a performance from Sophia Seving. Has to be one of the best matches of her life. She was so good, so clinical throughout. Now, who books a spot against Sophia? Who amongst these two has got that mojo, that momentum going? Seen them practice hard on the outside courts, warm themselves up. We await referee Pirate step on court. Now we'll see another warm-up session here. Quick warm-up between Somer and Yuchieh. Getting a feel of that bounce in particular, because every surface plays out differently. A reminder that this is a carpet surface, so you want to understand how the ball is bouncing, and these warm-up sessions critical in that regard. You want to get a feel of your backhands, your forehands, and come close to that kitchen. Try out some of your volleys, overheads, as we wait now for Chinmay as he speaks to the two players.
There we go. All right, finally the mic is on. Rather embarrassing, but what isn't embarrassing is the effort these girls are putting here. Fantastic to see. Now I'm going to ask you something I asked the players who played before this. Is the sun a massive factor, and does then the toss become a big influencing factor as well?
I think it's definitely down this end a bit of a factor, as it is shining in your eyes, especially if you get high balls. But overall, we're both playing in the same condition, so...
Do you reckon the toss makes a big difference to you, or let it come, I'll smash it either ways is your mindset?
Yeah, let it come.
Got a few words I like that, so I'm going to let you girls continue. Have a great game, and then, of course, there is one of you who can make it, and unfortunately, the other can't. One last question before I let you go. A lot of effort been put into this tournament. Compared to some of the other tournaments you've played, and how do you think this is different?
I mean, the production of it all is pretty incredible. Like, we've never been to a tournament like this before, and even the Players' Lounge, I feel like we're being treated really well. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Have you guys been trying the Indian food in the buffet?
Not yet.
Well, I promise you'll have time for that, but right now, back to the sport. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's Taiwan up against Australia in this one. It's Somer Dallabona from Australia taking on Yuchieh Hsieh from Taiwan. As they warm up once again, loosening up those muscles, feeling nice and comfortable, but in particular getting used to the carpet surface, the bounce, getting a good read on that ball, finding the middle of the paddle will be key if you want to get that timing going right away. And it's such a fast-paced sport, in particular in the last 1 year or so. You've seen the speed of this sport, how it has evolved from more dinks being visible to now a lot of drives and hard-hitting kind of play. And we've seen that across these quarterfinals as well. But once you move towards the doubles, you'll see a lot more of those dinks. So what exactly are these dinks? So when you're close to the kitchen line, which is the darker shade of the blue, the lines next to the net, that's when you start volleying, drop volleying, going slower with your shots. Those are the dinks. And what we're seeing a lot today in these quarterfinals in the singles department are a lot of drives, which are ground strokes hit hard from the transition zone, which is the lighter shade of the blue, where you can see at the moment Somer Dallabona on the upper on your screen right now here, she's in the transition zone. So you'll see a lot of shots being hit from close to the baseline. On the other side, on the right of your screen, you can see Yuchieh Hsieh, who's near the kitchen line. You can see her smashing those from next to the kitchen area. That's what it is called, the darker shade of the blue there. But now she's moved back, warming herself up. We're just moments away from starting this contest. Another quarterfinal, the fourth of the day. 3 wonderful quarterfinals done and dusted. 3 spots booked for the semi-finals. Who's going to be the 4th semi-finalist here? As the warm-up continues, just testing their serves. Unlike lawn tennis, you don't get the overhead serves in this sport. You utilize the underhand serves more close to your waist area. So it's not really a server's advantage. Whereas when you look at the sport of tennis, the likes of the John Isners, the taller athletes slamming those big booming serves, the Nick Kyrgioses, the Ivo Karloviches, or even the likes of a Roger Federer, a Jannik Sinner, they'd love to maximize those first serves. Back in the day, Pete Sampras with those big booming aces down the tee, out wide. But in pickleball, it's not really a server's advantage because you have to make the most of the third shot. The third shot is critical in this particular sport. So once you've returned, you'll see players looking to charge in. Once the server's serve has been returned, you'll see a quick movement close to the kitchen line where they charge in. So you want to execute that third shot, make it maybe the most effective drive. But a lot of third shot drops are often used, inviting your opponent close to the kitchen. So that's how the dynamics vary between the two sports, whether it's tennis or whether it's pickleball. But there are also quite a few similarities. You've seen a lot of tennis players transition to pickleball, and while it may seem easy in the initial phase, it really can get tricky. It depends a lot on your style of playing lawn tennis over the years. If you're one of those hard-hitting, big forehand, big backhand, big serve kind of a tennis player, it won't really be easy. But if you've been relying a lot on your touch, on your hands, on your volleys over the years, you might find it easier, more seamless to transition towards pickleball. But regardless, any racket sport, whether you've played badminton, squash, table tennis, all of that really helps when you pick up this sport. But the beauty of pickleball in particular is the easiness, the inclusivity of starting this sport, of how you can blend in and just
all right, ladies,
feel
get ready
like
for
you're
some
having a
action here.
great time on court.
Sorry about the delay, but
The
we have to take
essence
care
and
of a few business
easiness,
to do.
just so good.
Time in, game 1, 0-0.
Here we go. Finds the higher part of the net there, Yuchieh. In the shades, in the black outfit on your screen there from Taiwan, Yuchieh. Up against a Somer, the
0-0.
Australian. On the left of your screen, now with the serve.
Side out.
Taking the time at the start here.
0-0. Side out.
Finds the net on that one. Again, something that we saw in the first quarterfinal
0-0.
also with Pekao. The surface, reading the bounce,
Point.
not easy. You can see on this backhand cross court also, you want to understand how the court is going to play out. You want to be comfortable with your ground strokes there, and
1-0.
bounce is a factor for everyone to get accustomed to as they play
Side
on
out.
this championship court. And of course the nerves. Can't count out the psychological aspect of playing on show court.
0-1. Point.
What a shot that. This much better from the Taiwanese Yuchieh. So solid at the kitchen area. Look how she
1-1.
returns this deep backhand cross court, another backhand, and then charges in after that.
Side out.
Taking her time here, Somer. A reminder again for all those who are new to understanding and watching the sport, you can only win points on your own serve. So if you happen to lose your serve, the opponent who's won the point doesn't really win the point. It's just that you earn an opportunity to win it on your own serve then. So points can only be won on your own serve. That's an important aspect. If you break, you don't win a point, you just get the opportunity to serve.
3-1.
2 points the difference. Good start for the Australian. Massive top spin on that forehand cross court, looking to dispatch that backhand volley, sends it wide. Let's take a look at this one again. This was a nice forehand. She had the open court, just couldn't find the sideline there. Sends it wide.
By the way, Sarthak, on the way up here, I just had the pleasure of meeting Sophia, and after that game, she looks pooped out, man. She looks like a lot was taken out of her in that game.
Did you tell her that you said she's your pick to win this tournament?
Oh, I did not, but it's good. I don't want to get it on her head and let it simmer there. But the next time I see, I'm going to raise the bar for her. Up in the air, but unfortunately it's out. Trying to use the wind to get as much swing and turn on the ball as possible. I know it sounds like a cricket game, but clearly that seemed to be the ploy there.
1-4. I'll recall the score.
Yuchieh now with the serve. And so good to see a long rally. We haven't seen too many of those through this day. You were asking for it, Chinmay.
Oh, ask and you shall receive. Whoever's listening or watching, guys, ask and you shall receive. Just as that happened, a 3-shot rally, which I won't even count as a rally. But look, you know, just after this game as well, Sarthak, while I was going down to announce, Byron, the kind of guy he is, was running up to the roof just to see the view and see the close-up of. That's how much it means to him, getting all the decisions right. And even though it was given exactly the way he called it, still had to go up and check for himself. I love that about him.
Oh wow, from Yuchieh, the backhand, so solid. And that's the advantage when you come close to the kitchen. Had Yuchieh been behind now, she would have lost that opportunity, that time. She cuts out the speed that Somer could have generated. You know, she could have gotten back in position had Yuchieh not been close to the kitchen. She's again at the kitchen, but this time Somer shows her what she's made of. Solid ground stroke from the Australian.
You know what time it is, Sarthak? Give me a prediction for this game. And don't play on the fence. Give me a name, big man.
Side out.
I thought I came in here as a commentator, presenter, but not as an astrologer. You put me on the spot in every single quarterfinal. But let me see. Oh, too early to predict.
2-4.
Too early, my man.
I'm going Somer already. Not just because she's leading. I think there's just I like that little zest in her shots. She's got that little oomph, and I'm a fan of the double-handed backhand shot that she's been smashing quite well, but again, I don't want to speak too early because every time I've said
3-4.
something, the exact opposite has happened in the next rally, and please, God. Yes.
Straight out.
Just the right shot. The backhand cross court was the go-to there, but just overcooking that one so much.
Four, 3. Point.
Based on the roster of athletes, it's very clear that Australians love this sport. I think it picked up there a little before it did everywhere else in the world. Every athlete I've spoken to has only good things to say. Even now they were saying very good things about the coordination and all of the things that have been done by the promoters and coordinators.
6-3.
And big shout out to all the volunteers who've really been working their backsides off to make sure that everything is going smoothly. Luckily, Sarthak and I get to enjoy the comfort of an air-conditioned room while the athletes are slugging it out on center court. We're not complaining much. We're just hoping we get... Are you hungry though, buddy?
3-6.
Interesting. Nice backhand. She gets lucky there. She gets that net tape, the net cord in her favor there, Yuchieh. But you have to appreciate how she went after the crosscourts on those backhands. That's what she stuck to.
And also, sorry to cut you off, buddy, but instantly putting her hand up and giving a bit of an apology. Always good to see, because that wasn't the shot she intended. And Karma favors her back as she wins the next point.
An interesting aspect of this sport, tennis as well, the apology. Whenever it hits the net tape, you'll often see players say, I'm sorry. They don't really feel sorry, but it's just courtesy.
Sarthak, you've played tennis a lot in your life. Were you the apologizer, or were you more of the, let's go on?
It's just habitual. You always want to put your hand up. It's just as a respect to your opponent. But within yourself, you're the happiest when you win points like that.
Spoken like a true athlete. I love it. Get some. Now this game picking up in temperature as we see some fantastic highest quality of pickleball being played here. Both girls desperate to win. Again, this is the last, no, I think we have one more quarterfinal. No, I think this is probably the last one. This is probably the last one, so everything going for them. And as that happens, sometimes the emotions can get the better of you. Unfortunately, it did there. Somer with a very slender lead. Hopefully she'll try to keep a latch onto it and make the most out of it.
6-5.
Wow! We have to applaud that one. From both these athletes, Yuchieh and Somer, raising the heat on center court. Look at where Somer was. You could barely see her on your screen. That's the commitment. But appreciating Yuchieh, keeping herself alive in that. And what a comeback from Somer on the next one.
No time to celebrate, exactly, because Somer is literally chomping down, saying, not today, buddy. You might get that point. I'm coming right back at you. Harder, faster, stronger.
6-5. Point.
Costly. That reaction says it all from Yuchieh, telling herself that paddle should have moved. The follow-through should have been better. Just more from that technical aspect. Oof! Wow! Where do they find those shots? So good. Take a look at this. The reach, send that back from Somer, and then to come up with this.
I think I would love to see the kind of style that Somer does have. I think her and Sophia would be a match to watch out for. But unlike Sarthak, I jumped 3 steps ahead without really thinking of the consequences. But that's the game I would love to watch, is Somer versus Sophia.
Is there any possibility that we can get some tissue paper here at the court? Anyone can bring some tissue paper?
Yes, it is a weekday, so not the best time. Kids will be in school, people will be at work, but guaranteed over the weekend, these seats will be filled with excitable fans, people who are coming to watch the favorite players. I promise you, yesterday we were here for a briefing, and there was a lot of hustle bustle with this tournament. But like I said,
15 seconds.
cometh the weekend, cometh the crazy fun.
Receiver, you have 1 timeout. Server, you have 2 timeouts. Time in.
Somer ready to
8-5.
serve now. This is the first game, 3 points separating the 2 players. Wow, wow. This is an example of how you handle the kitchen beautifully. That non-volley zone. Look how Yuchieh was smart, intelligent, right at the kitchen line. You cannot step into it. Now, when this is an interesting occasion, this is where the net tape has come in. It's to be factored in, and you can put in that step and send it on the other side. So the awareness, the court IQ, brilliant. And what a point.
You know what Yuchieh is doing very smartly is what I just noticed. She looks one side and she gently taps it the other. Really confusing for an opponent.
Point, game, 11-5 to Somer.
Well, there we go.
Timeout, James, 2
winner
minutes.
of game 1, Somer there. So it's truly game on. Yuchieh really needs to pull up her socks if she wants to stand any chance of making it to the semi-finals. All over things in game 1. Will things change?
Point.
Good early point there. Somer picking up this game just the way the last one ended. As you can see, a little bit of shade starting to show on the court.
1-0.
So there is a little bit of relief for the athletes as the sun is going down. Ooh, I think she
Point.
hit the top edge of the paddle there. Not what she intended, I promise you that. But like I've been reminded so many times by Sarthak, it's the finest of margins that make the biggest of differences.
And interestingly, Chinmay,
2-0.
all the quarterfinals have ended in 2 games. None going to the decider. And a similar story seems to be unfolding here. Somer winning the first one, has a 3-point lead in the second one. Should we see a decider here, it will be a massive
3-0.
surprise.
Point.
You know, it's really interesting to spot the body language of an athlete change through the course of a game.
Side out.
Even now you see, even though Yuchieh got the point, I mean broke the serve, Her shoulders seem slightly shrugged, and only a couple of quick points here, because 4-0 when you're a game down is a big mountain to climb. She'll need everything with the sun in her eyes.
Point.
And successful.
And the sun is shining on her. At least on that point, she'll need a lot more of fortune.
1-4.
Luck going her way today.
Serve.
Just the right shot. So close to that baseline. Sends it long.
Point. Timeout receiver, 5-1, 1 minute.
That's the moment where you just drop the paddle, ask for the breather, and an interesting decision given the scenario of the score for Yuchieh. The Taiwanese needs that breather, needs to possibly push that reset button, rewire, just come back with a different game plan.
You reckon too late, Sarthak? At 5-1, when you're already a game down, I guess she's trying everything she can to come back. But sometimes I think it's just... I hope she hasn't given up, though, but I think sometimes it's just... you can tell by the way they're moving and they're behaving that they're just not feeling it. But greater things have happened in sports. Bigger comebacks have happened in sports. So I wouldn't put it past me or past her if she came back from here. For the sake of the sport, for the sake of the day, and for the sake of all the people who've come to watch, and all the athletes on the rafters on the side watching, I pray miracles do happen.
15 seconds. Time in. Receiver, you only have one timeout. Server, 2. 5-1. Point. (6-1).
I'm scared to even say this on air because my director might hear it and embarrass us, but I just want to show the hardships of sports, buddy, down there and here in the comm box. Not so hard as we enjoy all the facilities given to us here.
Point.
Cramp there, straight on the body of Yuchieh. One of the toughest shots to execute. You often see in the sport of tennis how the body serves are utilized as weapons. Something similar there. Ooh, called in by Byron. Barest of margins, again just in. Let's take a look at this replay. The shot in question is this one. Yeah, it did clip that sideline. You can tell from Somer's reaction as well. What a second game this. Now, this is just getting so easy for Somer, the Australian. Marching forward and so much to do here. So much work to be done for Yuchieh if she wants to come back here. Unlikely, given the scenario of the previous 3 quarterfinals also.
Point.
And now it's just getting nearly impossible. No quarterfinal so far has gone to the decider. Every player winning the first game has ended up winning the next one as well and closing it in straight games.
Why do you think that is, man? Because generally you see all the highlights I've been watching to do as much research as I could. A lot of them, most of them go to the third. It's been pretty straightforward for all the quarterfinals so far. That 2 games wrapped up, and I think they're just desperate to get a quick breather.
10-1.
just too good, but this one's gone long. It is out. The signal from Yuchieh and Byron. And an interesting point to be discussed, how every quarterfinal has been wrapped up into, in fact, the Emilia Schmidt quarterfinal against Sofia. We really saw Emilia making a comeback and taking that to the decider. They've all tried really hard, as Yuchieh tries hard to send that back, but to no effect. What a reach that was. She got to that ball, but just couldn't make that connection. Who finds the higher part of the net there? Somer. What a day for the Taiwanese now. She's struggling here. 9 opportunities to win this for Somer, but she has to do it on her serve. And now she has that chance. She's got the opportunity to serve this out, to close this and book a semi-final spot.
There we go. Simple as making pie on a Sunday with grandmama. Just Somer, just fantastic, relentless. Didn't give Yuchieh even a second of rest. And again, that's the beauty of the pace of this sport. Just a couple of minutes of slacking and suddenly you find yourself struggling and trying to catch up the entire game. And we saw that with a vast array of shots from the baseline towards the kitchen. I think in all departments she was just truly fantastic. And that's the end of the tournament in the singles category rather.